Manifestation works. I know that's not what you expected me to say today, but manifestation works. And yet I hear people saying all the time, I've been visualizing, I've been journaling, I've been praying, and nothing's happening. Hell, I get it. I used to say the same thing too. But trust me, it works. And for me, there's always been a very specific and simple formula that has worked for me time and time again. I'm telling you. So let's look at the 3 specific places where your manifestation practice may be going off the rails so we can get you back on track. Hello, fellow travelers. I'm Kimberly, your guide and your host. Today, we are talking about why your manifestation practice isn't working. In episode 11, The Math of Manifestation, I unveiled for you my specific and simple formula for manifestation and showed you exactly how it works. Vision times embodied action over time equals manifestation. Today, let's use that math to figure out why your manifestation practice isn't working. Where is your math breaking down? There are 3 places I want you to look. Number 1, your vision. Is your vision actually clear? And just as important, is your vision soul-derived or is it ego-influenced? Because if you've been walking with me for a while, then you already know if it's ego-influenced, that's going to be a big old blocker right there. But let's skip the low-hanging fruit and dig into this one a little bit. Some of us believe we know exactly what we want. But when we examine it, all we really know is what we don't want. I don't want this job. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be in debt. Blah, blah, blah. But none of that is a vision. That, my friends, is avoidance. Plus, we already know what you think about, you bring about. So if you're sitting around thinking about all the things you don't want in your life, guess what you're manifesting? More of all the things you don't want. So let's stop doing that. The first step in manifesting anything is to catch a vision that reflects your soul's truest desire. So, if I were coaching you right now, I'd ask you, what vision are you carrying? What do you want? And you might say, Kimberly, I want a Lamborghini. And I'd say, why? And you might say, because it's fast. And I'd say, why is fast important to you? And if this Lamborghini were really a vision reflecting from your soul and not your ego, you might say something like, fast for me represents freedom, adventure, success, and abundance. So, okay, your soul desires freedom, adventure, success, and abundance. Maybe that's a Lamborghini, or maybe that's just the easiest association your brain could make. But what you actually want, trust me on this, is the feeling of the thing. And you must be crystal clear about that. When your vision is clear, you will be focused on the feeling, the experience of the thing, not just the thing. So if your manifestation doesn't seem to be working right now, start by asking yourself, what do I actually want? And then go a few steps deeper. Why do I want it? Is this my ego or my soul talking? Get crystal clear on your vision. That's your step 1. Number 2, embodied action. Okay, you know what you want. Your vision is clear. You are open to the Lamborghini or something better. This is your soul's desire. Beautiful. But here's my next coaching question. If I followed you around for a week, would I know that you were meant to drive a Lambo? Not from your vision board, not from your journal, not from the affirmations taped to your bathroom mirror, but from your life. If I watched the choices you make, the conversations you have, the things you spend your time doing, would I have an inkling that your life is all about FASA, freedom, adventure, success, and abundance? Or would I see someone waiting to become FASA at some future date? Because manifestation isn't about just imagining the great life you want in the future. It's about embodying that life and those attributes now. Like, you can't ask the universe to create something for you while you just stand on the sidelines. I mean, you can, but if that's what you're doing, then no wonder your manifestation practice isn't working. You must participate. When I wanted to become a dancer on television, I didn't just become a dancer when I got on Club MTV. I was dancing long before that. I literally danced my way onto that stage. When I decided I wanted to be a commercial real estate attorney, I didn't wait until someone gave me a job to start acting like I already had it. I was doing the thing long before it was the thing. I started learning, preparing, positioning myself to be the thing before it ever happened. I started embodying the person who could walk through that door as soon as it opened. That's embodied action. Have you ever heard the phrase, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready? That's what this is. And I think it's where a lot of people get stuck. People are waiting for permission, waiting for confidence, waiting until they feel ready. Waiting for some external sign that says, okay, you can start living your dream now, but that's all wrong. So here's your second diagnostic question. Are you living like the person you want to become? You want the Lambo or something like it because it represents FASA to you. Are you radiating those qualities right now? If I followed you around for a week, would your life look like freedom, adventure, success, and abundance? If the answer is no, you've got to start embodying the thing you want or that you want to be today. Do not wait another minute. Number 3. This is the variable that nobody likes. Time. Manifestation, at least in the beginning, as you're learning to hone your craft, it may take a little time. Everybody wants the math to be like vision times embodied action equals manifestation. Ta-da! I know. I would like that math too, but that's not it. Time is always part of the equation. It is an active ingredient. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes. Sometimes it takes 5 years. We never really know which way it's going to go, which is why your ability to hold the vision and take embodied action is so very important. With time and your vision and your actions, you are allowing the thing to come to you. You don't put an apple seed in the ground on Monday, dig it up on Wednesday, and say, well, apparently planting apple seeds don't work. You don't put cookie dough in the oven and 30 seconds later say, this recipe sucks. It's a total scam. Where are my chocolate chip cookies? No, you give these things time. You allow them to manifest. And I think this is one of the hardest parts of manifestation for most people because it takes patience and faith. Two things that are really hard to come by in today's world. But we must hold the vision. We must take action. We must keep choosing the path that is in service to it all. And we must simply be still and know that there is an unfolding happening underneath it all that we cannot yet see. Divine order, divine timing. The universe is saying, literally, do you really want it? So, instead of constantly asking, why hasn't it happened yet? I want you to ask, can I continue to hold this space, this vision, these embodied actions with love and devotion for as long as it takes for the Lamborghini to reveal itself? Can I continue to hold this space without constantly opening the oven door or digging up the apple seeds just to check? And notice that there is a difference between allowing for time to work its magic and simply waiting. Waiting says, I've done my part, where are my chocolate chip cookies? Allowing says, I've done my part and I know the cookies are on their way to me and they will appear when the time is right. So if you've got a vision and you've got embodied action and your manifestation is still failing, this is what your coach is asking you. Are you waiting or are you allowing? And whoop, there it is. And that brings me to the part of manifestation that I think matters the most, because what I am showing you is so much bigger than manifestation. I don't just want to teach you how to manifest. I don't actually care about helping you get more crap that you don't need. Manifestation for me is not about more stuff. It is for some people, but that's not the game we're playing here. My goal is to teach you how to create and live a fully lit life. And the skill of manifestation is simply a small but powerful part of that. A fully lit life isn't a collection of things you've successfully acquired. It's a life where you are consciously participating in creating. A life that feels aligned with who you are. A life in which you aren't waiting for someday or someone else to give you permission to become the person you already know you were meant to be. That's why vision matters. That's why embodied action matters. That's why time matters. Because while you may think you're manifesting a fast car, you're actually manifesting you. You're becoming the person capable of living the life you're asking for. And to me, that's the real work. I don't want you spending your whole life waiting to arrive. I want you living it fully, consciously, lit from the inside out. So, for your practice this week, I want you to think about something you've been trying to manifest. Maybe you've been working on it for 3 months. Maybe it's been 3 years. And maybe you're starting to wonder whether this whole manifestation thing is bullshit. I get it. But before you decide that, run the diagnostic we just played with here. Ask yourself the 3 big questions. Is my vision truly clear? Am I taking embodied action? Am I allowing, or am I simply waiting? Remember, manifestation equals vision times embodied action over time. That's the formula. It has worked for me every single time. And next time we'll talk about the things you've already been manifesting without even knowing it. So until then, may your soul's journey be joy-filled and abundantly blessed. And may you shine your light so brightly that it not only illuminates the path for you, but for every being you meet along the way. I release this prayer knowing it is already done. And so it is. Amen. Thank you for walking with me today. If this episode spoke to you and you feel called to do so, please click the subscribe button, leave a comment or review, and share this with someone you know needs to hear it. And look, if you're sitting there wondering how to actively apply the math of manifestation and other tools to create your own fully lit life, and you're ready to do the messy, beautiful work to get there, then let's do it together. Go to my website or check the show notes to explore private coaching journeys with me. Remember, manifestation equals vision times embodied action over time. Simple, but not necessarily easy. You gotta let those cookies bake, baby. Until we walk again, namaste.